Okay, so to please my fans, I'm going to be making a fan cleaning video that will also feature some commentary about the various fans. I may do that one, but I don't know yet. It might be clean. I'll certainly discuss it. That one, of course, is the reason why I'm doing this in the first place. And then that one down there is going to need cleaning. Of course, this new one that's right here doesn't really need a cleaning since it's brand new. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take that one apart over there, the one that's plugged in, and then we will clean it. That's made of plastic too. I thought it was metal. Okay, so now that we've got that apart, I'm going to start with clearing it out with the vacuum cleaner, at least as good as we can. All the big stuff. And the rest of it will be done with the hose, the duster. Should work quite nicely. I haven't used a duster the last couple of times I've done this, but it should definitely make it a lot better and a lot cleaner. Make my life a lot easier. Well, it would if it didn't get caught on the metal. This fan has been running for what? I actually don't remember. I think it's been running for 4 or 5 years now. It hasn't really missed a beat. It still works fine. Which is not a lot. It's not something I can say for a lot of the other fans, unfortunately. Right, let's do the blade set now. The blade set, as you might be able to see, all of that dust there, it sort of blends in with the carpet. You get the vacuum gun. Clear off all that dirt. Look at that. Comes right off. Is there anyone missing? Not really. But, I mean, even these plastic blades on this fan aren't terrifically... Well, they're not in balance, but they're not terrifically out of balance like most of these cheap fans are. A lot of these cheap fans are just ridiculous. Like the Sunbeam back there, the new one that I just set up, ridiculously out of balance. And you can tell. Of course, that whole fan, the build quality is kind of cheap and crappy on it. I see a dust bunny. A dust worm, such as the case may be. So there we go. That's done and dealt with. Use the blade set. Now, this is the big part. Front grille. Okay, and then the rest can be done with the duster, of course. As well as we can get it. Some of this is stuck on, and I don't really know how, because I don't smoke, and I haven't spilled anything on the fan, so maybe it's just stuck there because it's been there for so long. But anyway, let's go ahead and put this back together. turn it on. It's a lot quieter, and it runs a lot better. So that's how you get quite a bit more life out of your cheap fan. Just clean it out. A lot of people don't even clean it out. It's kind of ridiculous. You spend all that money on a device, and then you don't even take care of it. Let me get the box fan out. Okay, unfortunately this fan was a victim of a spill not too long ago, and it's a shame because I had just cleaned it. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and get at least some of it off. This cloth is garbage. Wow, it's terrible. My Windex is not working. There we go. Oops, got some on my finger. That's okay. Clean some of this junk off. Oh yeah, comes off nicely. I don't know how well you saw that, but it definitely does come off very nicely. I'm going to probably have to get a Q-tip and some Windex in order to get the rest of that off, but I'll be back with something else. Okay, I got myself a Q-tip, and we're going to go ahead and clean out the rest of this. Now, the problem with modern fans is that they're all basically the same exact thing, made in the same exact Chinese factory, but sold under a variety of different brand names. You know, Lasco, Sunbeam, and I'm sure there's others, you know, the cheap store brands. And the problem with that is not that they're junk, well, most of them are. This one was made just before they really turned to crap, although it too is kind of a piece of junk. But that people think that by spending the extra money on a Lasco, a modern one, that you're getting a quality product compared to, say, a Sunbeam like this. You're not. It's the same damn fan. Maybe the blade set's designed a little bit differently, but it's the same fan. And it's not even, you know, subtly the same fan either. It's exactly the same fan. The motor's the same. The blade sets are usually the same, but they may look a little different. That's all the... I don't know, my corner still pop stain over here. I'm probably going to have to wash this grill off correctly, but... oh well, such is the way that things sometimes go. So I'm going to take it off, which means I'm going to have to use a screwdriver to see how much you can actually see of this. Oh, you can see the whole thing. These are the feet. These are like the most useless feet ever. I mean, they work, but they're crappy. As you'd expect a crappy fan to be. Which is what this is. I mean, it moves air. Don't get me wrong. It moves air. Like it's supposed to. It's an air circulator. But it isn't built very well. It's made out of cheap, crappy plastic and cheap, crappy metal. In fact, I'm surprised the capacitor hasn't exploded. I've neglected to mention in the other, for the other fan, that the capacitor went bad. So I had to replace the capacitor in it. I didn't make a video of that. I know it got hot at some point as well, and burned some of the wiring. I did make a video of repairing that, but the capacitor also since failed, and I've replaced the capacitor in it. Which was still, by the way, cheaper than buying a brand new fan, so... even as cheap as some of these crappy fans are. Alright, pull this grill off. I'm probably not going to clean it out, because usually that's going to involve washing it. I may take the vacuum cleaner to it. All these screws are exactly the same, so if you're trying to take this apart on your own, yeah, I'll take the vacuum cleaner to it. I'll do that in a minute once the fan's out of the way. I don't know, should I take the back grill off? Might as well, eh? But before I do that, I'm going to take the vacuum cleaner and get rid of some of this dirt that's in it. That dirt. All of this dirt. well do the grill while I'm at it. Probably should have put the brush attachment on here. That would make my life easier. I will do the grill, the blade set as well, which is rather difficult. I don't know why. Oh yeah, this blade set, I'll talk about it when I'm actually turn it off. This blade set, unlike the other fan, is horrifically out of balance. I mean, I don't know if you'd be able to see this. Look at that. What is that? I could put it anywhere in its travel, and it would still go right back to that. Does that not scream cheap? I don't know. I think so, but I must be pretty wrong, because they still make them that way. Out of balance. Ridiculous. Why they can't manage to get a plastic blade set in balance anymore. Let's pull out all these damn screws. I don't see any dirt in here, but that doesn't really mean anything. I want to get to the back of the motor anyways. I mean, I'll give it this much credit. At least the bearings are still good. This one is, what? I think it's about 3 years old now. Or 4. Actually, it can't be 4 years old. So the other one's 4. I don't remember. I made a video about it. I'll put it in the video description. If I don't forget about it. Which I have been doing with great frequency as of late, which I apologize for that, but that's just kind of the way that things go sometimes. You know, I'm busy. I make videos. I forget to edit them. And then by the time I actually manage to get around to them, I forget what I've done in the video. Same thing with uploading. They sit around for a while before I finally upload them. So, like this video that you're watching right now may not even come out until September. Or it could come out tomorrow, you never know. I still can't believe I'm making a video about this, and it's already 17 minutes long. I don't really have that much time. So I'm basically trying to use up whatever's left on this high tape. Alright, pull that grill off. Is there any dirt in it? I don't really see anything. But there's a little bit of crap on that, right there. Which you probably can't see. Oh, yeah, you can see it. But there's no real dust to speak of, so I'm just going to pull that off. And have it fall on the floor. And I'll get the vacuum to clear out the rest of this stuff. All the dirt that's in the blade set. The other thing about this blade set is that the edges are sharp. And I don't even know how they managed to do that. Oops. So we get all the rest of the dust out. Although, I will give it this much credit. It is at least staying clean. Which for a white blade set is rather amazing. I think I might have gotten all the dust already. I'll still dust it out. The edges here. The edges need to be dusted. I'm gonna do these edges. If you're gonna do this yourself, you want to be careful. The metal is pop can metal, so I mean it's stamped steel, but it's still pop can metal. It's thinner than you wouldn't even believe. So it is very easy to cut yourself on that, and also on the blade set. So definitely be careful when you're doing something like this. I think there's even some dust on the side. Let me get that off. Maybe I'll wash it. Oops. That wasn't the best move ever. I'll probably clear it off with a little bit of Windex. That'll help. immensely, theoretically. I don't know which side is up anymore. Well, actually, yes I do. It's pretty obvious. I don't think the base has got anything on it because it just sits on the floor all the time. Hope I don't run out of tape space before I get to the last fan. Because there is only one more that I need to do. I mean, I could go and do all of the little ones, but I'm not going to waste my time. Those collect dust like crazy. Yeah. I don't know what spilled on this. Because I can't remember spilling anything. Oh, that's a surface stain. There's some surface rust on this. How'd that manage to happen? It doesn't sit anywhere but in here, so... That's weird. Alright, so I'm going to put the grills back on, and then we'll plug it in and fire it up and have a listen. Oh, right. I almost forgot. The screw holes on this thing, they're terrible. They do not line up at all. And you can see that they tried to correct for it because some of the holes on the grills and some of the holes in the unit, they don't line up. And that screw's not even going into place. Probably because it's, well, that's not even where it goes. Just put it into bare metal. Or not bare metal. Put it into the air. And you can get it into the fan at all. But some of these, most of these screw holes have been reformed. They look like crap. They really do. I can't believe they'd actually even try and sell something like this, but hey, profit. Better than throwing it away at the factory, and they can actually make some money on it, and leave the throwing away to the person who paid their good money for such a fan. I don't remember how much it cost. I do remember that it was purchased at Target, which is no longer in business in Canada. So, well, there's that. Alright. This screw is not going in. At least it doesn't pull out when I remove the screwdriver. But, once again, quality. Nah, none of that here. Alright, after an almost Herculean effort, the fan is in place. I'm going to turn it back on. And it runs like new again. Look at that. How nice. Alright, this fan I'm not going to take apart because I don't really think there's a point. It's mostly clean. It's clean enough. But I am going to discuss the repair that I had to make to it. And also why there's a hole there. I got angry with it. This is an example of my rather bad temper that it does take a while to get to. But when it comes through, oh boy, there's nothing that's safe. This thing was sitting in the window, because that's what it usually does. I have it sitting in that window when the window is open, so I could get some fresh air in here. It fell out of the window. I don't know how it fell out the window, but it fell out of the window. And hit a couple of things on the way down. And the motor mounts broke. The biggest evidence of cheap construction in this thing is the fact that the motor mounts to the chassis using plastic, what would you call them? Plastic standoffs? Plastic standoffs, I guess you'd call them. Plastic. Really? Plastic. I guess they weren't expecting this thing to ever get knocked over, even though it's tiny. I guess they weren't ever expecting, you know, kids to be around something like this and knocking it over. I guess they didn't expect that it would be in a window and it would fall over. Plastic. It's ridiculous. The kind of cheap construction that these things are made out of. And it showed problems long before that. Let's go ahead and turn it on. So you can hear it. Not really. Kind of. Now you should be able to really hear it if you can actually listen over top of the wind noise. It's grinding. The bearings are bad. It spins down quite nicely though. So when it fell out of the window, I got rather mad at it because I was why'd that fall out the window, blah, 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 blah. And I took a wrench and smashed the crap out of the front grille, as you can see. Because I wasn't expecting to repair it, but I did. I took a hot glue gun and I glued the damn motor back into place. And it's working. Also, oh yeah, I should probably mention that in the midst of my tirade, I don't know which blade it is, but I cracked one of the blades. You can't really see it, it's focusing on the grill. You have that light that I was using earlier? I don't see it. Anyway, you just have to trust me that one of the blades is cracked. So that could split apart and create shrapnel at any moment, but I mean, the fan still runs, I guess. I've been waiting to find a good quality replacement for that. So anyway, there is your fan video, of course excluding that one which I just put together in my last video, or one of my last videos. Plus some commentary about fans. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. Hope to see you next time. Till then.